Hi, this is Christina Morrison coming to you from Hollywood, Florida for the Construction SuperConference, and I just caught up with Brian Perlberg, who is checking in for the conference to hear a little bit more about what you've got in store. So Brian, great to see you again here in Florida. How's everything going so far for the conference?
I couldn't be more pleased. This is a great venue. This is the first time we've been in Hollywood, Florida. My father used to have a condo like a half a mile away from here, so I'm really familiar with this area. And it's such a beautiful hotel, and it's nice to be inside and catch up with friends, and then have that view outside of the ocean and walk on the beach when you have a spare moment.
Yes, I know, absolutely. Right over there we can see the beautiful view, so we are certainly glad to be here. So Brian, you've got a panel coming up tomorrow. What's the topic and what are you all going to be covering?
So a hot topic that I'm covering is progressive design build, and it's a new way of doing design build which is more qualifications based, and it's not so much starting from scratch, but it's a different way of when you select the design builder and how you pay them. And it's really taken off across the country as a new way that some people are familiar with and others aren't. So SuperConference is a great place to get the field of like what's the latest and greatest, to talk about this from an owner's perspective, from a design builder's perspective, and then have a little bit more sophisticated conversation about how this affects your contracts and how this is maybe a beneficial, some risks and rewards about the latest and greatest in this area. And I got a great panel, the general counsel from Haskell and a leading owners outside counsel.
Well, you certainly won't want to miss that. And if you mentioned Construction SuperConference it's great because it's at the end of the year, so everybody is gearing up for what's ahead in 2024. What are you seeing? Maybe some of the big challenges, but also the opportunities ahead for next year.
Well, absolutely. First off, let me just say, like, being on the board of SuperConference, I couldn't be more thrilled with this year's conference. It's so great to connect with people. Sometimes I only get to see them once a year at the conference, and it's just really, it kind of rejuvenates your spirits to reconnect with folks, learn about some things, and then gearing towards the end of the year and get accelerated for next year. What I am seeing in 2024, without a doubt, is subcontractor defaults have really skyrocketed over the last 6 months. We're seeing that price escalation as a hot topic diminish as importance with some of those supply chain disruptions. But the other thing that's really interesting when I come to a conference like this, I really get a sense of a couple things. One is people are really busy. Like, for instance, I deal with people on writing on articles and doing presentations, and people have been so busy dealing with litigation, claims, and contract drafting that they're just sort of treading water, and it's hard for them to do some of the normal business development. So that is another trend, that the industry is really busy. We have a labor force shortage in construction, and that actually extends to the construction claims and construction law attorneys that serve the industry.
Yeah, the labor in their firms as well. So this is certainly the place where hopefully everyone is coming, taking a break out of the office and spending that time getting a little bit more down and in, before they get back to the office there. So, well, Brian, thank you so much for joining me today. We'll see you tomorrow on your panel. And if anybody needs to get in touch with you here at the show or after the show, how can they do that?
Well, ConsensusDocs.org, also in-house counsel at AGC of America, and you can always find me at LinkedIn, which I'm pretty active on.
All right, well, thank you, Brian, and thank you so much for watching. Again, stay tuned for the next few days from everything from Construction SuperConference.